This is Local 3 News Weekend.
Good evening and thanks for joining us for Local 3 News at 6. I'm Cornelia Nicholson. We begin tonight with the weather as a storm is moving through our area right now. As we saw, some sprinkles are already coming down as our team was literally walking in the building. Let's get on over to meteorologist Audrey Shirley, who is going to be tracking that storm for us tonight. Audrey, what can you tell us right now? Again, looks like it's going to be starting to rain right now in our area.
Yes, we do definitely have some thunderstorms that are continuing to develop and move across the Tennessee Valley. That's the pattern we're going to continue to see for the next few hours too. But we've had several special weather statements in place, and this is because of those strong wind gusts. So we've seen between 40 to 50 mile-an-hour wind gusts. Now these could be damaging, so make sure to use extra caution and honestly stay indoors during this time as these storms continue to move through the area. And we've also seen torrential rainfall, and even some areas there were patches of small hail too. So if those do hold their strength, we could see a bit of hail too along the way. We also do have an aerial flood advisory in effect for near Dayton. So definitely keep that in mind. Definitely do not drive through any unknown depths of water, especially because we've seen between an inch and 3 inches of rain already. And that's just within the past 3 hours. So this is just torrential rainfall that we're going to be continuing to experience tonight. Again, make sure just to be extra careful, especially if you have a drive. We currently don't have any power outages though, so that is really good. However, we do have lightning with these storms, of course, so we could see some later, and we'll keep you guys updated. It's currently 81 in Chattanooga, only 70 in Altamont, 72 in Dayton, 83 degrees in Murphy, 82 in Blue Ridge. Dew points are in the upper 60s, lower 70s. They're going to continue to be in the 70s as well for this evening, so it is important you do have access to an AC unit because it is very muggy outside. Now it'll be 91 degrees for tomorrow's high, and tomorrow, guys, we're not going to be experiencing any storms. The only thing we'll be looking at is a possibility for a spotty shower or two, and that's going to be mainly for our southern communities, so it's not going to be anything widespread like we're seeing today. And I'll have the full forecast and what you can expect coming up soon. Cornelia?
All right, thanks, Audrey. Well, one paramedic is dead and another is in the hospital after a crash involving an ambulance in Jefferson County, Tennessee. Our Knoxville affiliate WBIR says it happened last night near the Interstate 40, Interstate 81 split. Now, officials say Jefferson County paramedic Jeremy Sutton died in that crash. Paramedic Sarah Brooks was injured and taken to a local hospital and is in stable condition. Sutton and Brooks were responding to another crash when their ambulance was hit by a tractor trailer before 9:30 p.m. last night. The Jackson County Sheriff's Office says the ambulance was not carrying a patient. The Tennessee Highway Patrol is currently investigating that incident. Well, at least 7 people died and several dozen were hurt when a charter bus crashed in Warren County, Mississippi early Saturday morning. The sheriff says a tire failure caused the bus to roll off the highway. The 36 passengers who survived that crash were taken to the hospital for treatment. Kennedy Cooper has a story.
Everyone that was affected by this crash. The hearts of all the people from MTSB are going out to you.
A GO team out of Washington, D.C. launched Saturday evening by the National Transportation Safety Board, investigating a deadly bus crash that occurred east of Vicksburg. Warren County Sheriff Martin Pace tells us the fatal accident occurred at 12:30 a.m. The sheriff says the charter bus turned over on its side, leading passengers to become trapped, killing 7 people and injuring dozens more. Among those killed were siblings, an 8-year-old boy and 16-year-old girl.
Well, anytime you have people that are injured or killed, it's tragic. But when you have a situation like this where you have multiple fatalities and multiple injuries, it makes it even worse.
Steve Prouty with NTSB will serve as the lead investigator with other staff members who have expertise in different areas.
In the vehicle factors group, the survival factors group, the motor carriers group, and the technical reconstruction team. Now, also accompanying them are members of our public affairs team, along with our family assistance group.
Inman with NTSB says they are in contact with the county coroner and hospitals where the injured victims were taken to get as much factual information as possible. Investigators say they are taking a look into many factors.
A motor carrier safety itself, a Mexican carrier operating in the United States, tire maintenance, and occupant protection.
Well, company spokesperson says the bus left Atlanta and was on its way to Dallas, Texas when it crashed. Authorities are still investigating what happened and why the tire failed. Well, back here in our area, multiple agencies battled a large house fire in Chattanooga for several hours last night. The Chattanooga Fire Department arrived shortly after 11 p.m. to find heavy smoke and flames coming from the basement of a home on St. Elmo Avenue that was undergoing renovations. Realizing the fire had already started spreading, crews switched to a defensive operation, spraying down neighboring houses to protect them from the heat. Now, crews were on the scene for more than 5 hours last night. The Chattanooga Fire Department says thankfully no one was injured and the house was empty at the time. The cause of that fire, though, is currently under investigation. Well, Signal Mountain police have arrested a man who was wanted on aggravated assault charges. Police say Philip Shipley assaulted someone on Wednesday outside of a home while doing a plumbing job. They say he tried to force the victim into his car, injuring them in the process. Shipley drove off before officers arrived, and police say they found and arrested him last night. Well, coming up next on Local 3 News at 6, protests have erupted in Israel following the recovery of the bodies of 6 hostages in Gaza. We have more details for you after this break. We'll be right back. Thanks for sticking with us. Around the world now, Israel's military has recovered the body of 6 hostages it said Hamas has killed in Gaza. Thousands of Israelis have taken to the streets demanding the government reach a deal to bring back the remaining hostages. Rick DeMiglia has more.
Sadness and anger in Israel after the Israel Defense Forces recovered bodies of 6 hostages they say were killed by Hamas.
According to the initial assessment at our disposal, they were brutally murdered by Hamas terrorists a short while before we reached them.
The IDF says their bodies were recovered in an underground tunnel in Gaza. One of those killed was Israeli-American Hirsch Goldberg Poland, who was taken captive from the Nova Music Festival October 7th.
I am just absolutely heartbroken for Hirsch's family, for the families of these other hostages that were butchered by these Hamas terrorists.
Israeli officials say Goldberg Poland was one of 3 slain hostages slated to be released in an eventual ceasefire deal. That sparked fresh anger against Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu for failing to secure their release.
It's his sole responsibility. He could have saved them months ago.
We have to bring the hostages back. We need a deal now for his future, for our future.
On Sunday, protests broke out across Israel with demands of an immediate agreement to secure the release of the remaining hostages. But Netanyahu blamed Hamas for there being no deal.
In recent days, as Israel has been holding intensive negotiations with a mediator in a supreme effort to reach a deal, Hamas is continuing to steadfastly refuse all proposals. Whoever murders hostages does not want a deal.
I'm Rick Damigella reporting.
Well, just ahead on Local 3 News at 6, storms are passing over the Tennessee Valley right now. As you can see, the rain is already coming down. Our meteorologist, Audrey Shirley, is going to tell us how long this will last in her full weather forecast when we come back after this break. Don't go anywhere.
This is Local 3 News Weekend.
Well, storms are rolling through our area this evening. As we can see, the rain is already coming down. So let's get straight on over to meteorologist Audrey Shirley, because it's Labor Day weekend. But Audrey, how long is this going to last? Is this going to be affecting us into tomorrow?
Fortunately, this is not going to last until tomorrow. Tomorrow, it's going to be much better. We're going to have much better conditions. Let's actually take a quick live look. This is our incredible photojournalist, Marcus Hearn, is currently in Dayton, and this is what it looks like right now. We can see just the heavy rainfall, and we're also going to be seeing some more lightning as well, and very gusty winds too. So we're going to continue to see these storms later this evening, and they could produce damaging winds and localized flooding. We already do have some aerial flood advisories in place because of the amount of rain that has fallen within the past few hours. So if minor flooding is possible, make sure not to drive through any unknown depths of water. And then we do have milder weather in store for tomorrow. So within the past few hours, we've had several special weather statements in place. A few of these are lasting for the next few minutes, and the ones in Polk and Bradley County are lasting until 6 6:45 p.m. Eastern time. And this is for 40 to 50 mile an hour wind gusts and also torrential rainfall, lightning. And we've even seen some small hail in the past. It looks like that hail threat is now over, but we're going to be keeping an eye on it, of course, still. But we can see we do have some additional chances for some more to develop. So if they hold their strength, we could still see the possibility for some damaging winds later too. So this is our futurecast. We're looking at, again, for the next few hours, the potential for more of these storms to continue to develop across the Tennessee Valley. And then the majority of these are going to clear out by around 11 p.m. Overnight, we could have a spotty shower or two, maybe a rumble of thunder, but we're not going to be seeing any more severe weather after around 11 p.m. for this evening. And then going into tomorrow morning, guys, the only thing we're looking at is just a spotty shower chance. It's just a 10% chance. It's mainly for our southern communities. And I'm talking not a whole lot of rain at all. So just, yeah, 10% chance, which is great. So you can definitely enjoy the nice weather for tomorrow. And I say nice weather because it's going to be less humid for tomorrow. It won't feel as muggy for Labor Day. And even going into the overnight hours, could have a spotty shower too for Tuesday morning. And then for Tuesday evening, there is a chance for another spotty storm. Now, we do have that marginal risk in place for this evening, and this is a level 1 out of 5 risk. It's for a 5% chance for damaging winds across the Tennessee Valley. And we also do, again, have that marginal flooding risk in place. We've already seen those, the effects of that flooding too in portions of the Tennessee Valley already. So it's 79 right now in Chattanooga, 82 in Murphy, 82 in Blue Ridge, 88 degrees in Dalton, 70 degrees in Altamont, and dew points are in the upper 60s, lower 70s for this evening. They're going to continue to be in the 70s, so it is going to be very muggy. Now, here are these shower chances that we're going to continue to have in addition to the thunderstorms for the next few hours. The majority are going to end at around 11 p.m. Then we'll just be left with a spotty shower chance or two for portions of the overnight. And then going into tomorrow, again, just a 10% chance for a spotty shower for our southern communities, and that is about it. Now, it'll be 70 this evening with, again, more thunderstorms likely until around 11 p.m. Be very warm and muggy, 69 in Cleveland, 66 degrees in Altamont. That humidity, again, is going to decrease for tomorrow, and we'll have a high of 91 degrees. And then later this week, we'll actually be seeing some cooler weather.